the ISIS cohort, hoping to travel back to Australia, has invited a friendly freelance journalist, Mohammed Hassan, into the camp to do sympathetic interviews with young children. This was designed to be a PR exercise, pure and simple, to try and convince Australians that this group is just entirely innocent. Now, this freelancer, Mohammed Hassan, then gave this sob story from the ISIS children to the Sydney Morning Herald and the Australian Today. But the camp manager didn't play ball with this publicity stunt. She exposed the narrative as fraudulent by revealing that there are 2 additional ISIS extremists among the group of Australians held at the Roj Camp.
باستثناء شخصين طبعا.
هدول الشخصين اللي كانوا عدوانيين شو كانوا عم يسووا؟
هلا بشكل عام هدول فينا نقول انه لساتهم من المتشددين من النساء المتشددين.
And the Australian put that on their front page today because this is the entire point. Islamic State is one of the most brutal death cults in modern history. It has decapitated Western journalists, beheaded officials, burnt victims alive. ISIS has thrown people from buildings. They've conducted mass shootings. They destroyed ancient sites and artefacts and committed terror attacks. They massacred Christian Yazidis, where they killed the men and sold the women and girls into sexual slavery or forced them to convert to Islam and marry ISIS fighters. And these horrors have often been recorded on video. So when the Syrian camp manager describes 2 women as extremists, 2 Australian women, this is what she's referring to. Yet the ISIS cohort and their spin doctors want you to forget all of these grotesque and bloodthirsty atrocities. And disgustingly, they put forward little girls, aged 6 and 9, to act as spokespeople.
Do you think you will come back to Australia?
Yes.
You will be happy or sad?
I hope so. Happy. Of course, I'll never be sad. I'll never be sad.
How did you feel when you were leaving the camp?
I felt very happy and excited to meet my family, and I was very excited, but when we had to turn back, I was very upset. I was heartbreaking. I was crying. I told my mom I don't want to go back to the prison.
Now, these videos by Mohammed Hassan from inside the camps were extremely sympathetic to the plight of these poor women and children who are desperate to travel to Australia. But the children of ISIS fighters were involved in the executions, as you'll recall, with Khaled Sharif's 12-year-old holding up bloodied heads. And more current American news reports from out of similar Syrian camps have documented that a dangerous ideology remains among some children.
Where many still swear allegiance to ISIS.
This woman told us she's been locked up in the dust for 6 years, but still loves ISIS. Syria is a dangerous cocktail. 13 years of war made it a breeding ground for terrorists.
That was CBS, and NBC found the same thing.
The longer we stayed, the more aggressive the children became.
Here come the stones. All right, we're going to move to another area.
As we left, they made sure we got the message.
Reintegration has been a real problem. Most countries have refused to take their people back.
So the people here are effectively stateless.
You're 29 now.
Yeah.
Is this forever for you?
I don't know. This is a dark place without any issues.
Any hope?
No.
Yet today in the Australian media, we saw something different. Little girls were put forward to speak about Bluey rather than an adult answering serious questions about whether they still support a caliphate. None of the women were asked whether they support Australian laws, customs and values, or whether they believe in Sharia law. And I also want to know what this group, including the children, think of people from other religions, especially Jews. Do they believe other religions, non-believers, should be killed? What about Westerners and journalists? Now, these aren't far-fetched questions. We don't need to hear from a 6-year-old. We need to hear from the adults. We need to know whether they support ISIS and whether they'll bring this ideology of extreme hate to our country. The camp manager, as you heard, has said 2 of the women are extremists. So if these women are mothers, what are these mothers teaching their children? What do we think their kids think about non-believers and Jews? And remember, 3 of the so-called children are actually teenagers, and 2 of them are male teenagers. Now, this issue is cutting through, and the Prime Minister tried to sound tough today.
Look, we're aware of national security issues. We don't run those through the media. We've said that what we aren't doing is providing repatriation of these people. We've said that we have compassion for the children involved, but that others who chose to travel to that area have made those decisions in life. And that was a decision that was certainly contrary to not just Australian advice, but contrary to Australia's national interest.
But it's clear that the Albanese government has been providing assistance to this ISIS cohort. The Australian's Amanda Hodge writes, whatever the PM may say in Parliament or to the Australian people about this last group of ISIS brides, the fact is his government has already officially signalled that the women and children may return by issuing passports and allowing them to be delivered to the Roj Camp in what would appear to be a rare bending of strict custody protocols. If there are ISIS extremists among the group seeking to fly to Australia, then we need to fight tooth and nail to stop them from arriving on our shore and risking our safety. That's what's most important, the safety of Australian children who do not deserve to be killed because of a dangerous ideology. And already, a 10-year-old girl, Matilda, has paid the ultimate price. She lost her life, gunned down by shooters who allegedly recorded videos beneath the banner of the ISIS flag, the same flag that was displayed in the windscreen of their car as they arrived at Bondi to commit the deadly massacre.